Stop caring what people think without becoming arrogant. In this video, we're going to be working on how to stop worrying about what others think, what others perceive you, that constant worry that inhibits and prevents you from talking and contributing. Now, the first point I want to make is the constant seeking of validation and approval of others. Many a time we focus so much on what others want. Will others approve what I have to say? What will they think? Will I make sure they're happy? In a professional setting, your focus should be on providing value. So, at work, for instance, if you're contributing to a meeting, you're delivering a presentation, your number one focus is what value can I provide? What's the most amount of value I can provide? How can I solve problems we're currently facing in a team at the company? How can I make processes more efficient, saving more time, saving money, increasing the quality of our products we're providing? You want to be thinking about value. Focus less on what will they think, will I make sure they're being happy, seeking their approval of other people, of the audience members, of people in your team. You see, when you provide value, you automatically are providing something which people want. Value is essential because that's what people want. People will never be disappointed, upset, feel like their time was wasted if you provide value. So make sure you know what you're talking about. You've prepared, you're the subject matter expert, you've researched your particular area, and you're communicating it clearly, simply in simple points. But remember, the main underlying point should be, am I providing value, and how can I provide as much value as possible? Point number 2 to take into consideration is the overemphasis on worrying what others will think. In reality, the person who cares most about what you're saying, how you're coming across, were you nervous, were you stumbled here, is actually yourself. People psychologically focus mostly on themselves as opposed to others. I believe there was some sort of study or taken where there was a man who was dressed sort of in a very silly, maybe like chicken costume or something, and people were not focusing as much on that particular person. They were more worried about themselves. So, to take this example in this professional environment we're talking about, when you're delivering a meeting, when you're contributing, when you're delivering a presentation, yes, you want to make sure you're delivering it well, in a professional manner, you're communicating clearly, so many of the things we've discussed on this channel. But don't focus so much such that this fear paralyzes you on what others think. Because really, the person that focuses on your speech, that's worried the most, is yourself. So, point number 2 is to worry less about what others think, because in reality, they don't think that much about your performance. They've seen hundreds of presentations, of pitches. I myself have been through countless of PowerPoint presentations. Do I remember them all? No. Do I even remember who done the worst one? And no, I can't remember that particular person's name, even though I'd recall it being a very dull PowerPoint presentation. So worry less about what others think and just focus on delivering value. That's the key thing. Make sure you're delivering value, you're focusing less on what others think, and you're preparing a fantastic presentation. That stops you from being arrogant. You're not trying to say you're better than other people, you don't care about other people. Point number 3, you do care about their opinions, but really your focus should be on how can I deliver the best presentation possible. And so you want to be willing to take on feedback, positive, constructive criticism on what others are saying, on how things could have been improved, what other areas maybe you missed out, what are some areas where you could have focused on more. This is positive, constructive criticism, and you should be focusing on such criticism. But don't overly focus on what everyone is thinking, and on the opposite spectrum, don't be so arrogant as to not think about the other person's perspective, the audience perspective whatsoever. You do want to take on feedback so you can improve, so you can enhance yourself, so you can engage in amelioration on improving your presentation and communication skills. So take on these points and let me know what you think.